Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Whiskey Wednesday night here on the Mash and Drum. It is a beautiful week, beautiful day. What is happening, everybody? Glad to be here. Glad to be trying some really cool new bottles tonight. Some bottles that not really sure what to expect. We got the new Blood Oath Pact 11 that we're going to be trying tonight, the tequila finished one. That's right. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about tequila, but we'll see if we can taste it. We also have the new Jefferson's Reserve. This is the limited edition cask strength. I've heard some pretty good things about it. So we'll check into that one. I also have the new a sample of the new Old Fitzgerald 9-year, the spring edition from Heaven Hill. So we'll try that. Get some early reviews for that one. Also, the new Grain to Glass from Heaven Hill, which I have right here in the chat. There's a hair on the microphone. There you go. What else? Then we have a really interesting 100 proof blind tasting. I was kind of thinking what I could do tonight, and last night got a chance to pick two 100 proof Burais from Cat's Eye Distilling, or Gene Nassif, and you know his brand, that what he has going on over there. And these 11, almost 12-year Burai at only 100 proof but cask strength really kind of piqued my interest. So I kind of picked a bunch of really cool, just 100 proof bangers and threw them in a blind tasting, and we'll see which one wins. Also, might be a good training for any upcoming Matt Madness things going on. So yeah, we'll get into it. Jason, that shirt, is it too red for you, Kenneth? Is it too red? Do you want me to put on a black one like I usually do? The Knicks seem to think they have to be down 20 points to come back and win. Yeah, I know, Eric. They're killing me, dude. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Mason Reed? Nice to see you, man. Let's see. Finally caught a live stream. Sup, Jason? Top Jimmy's there. Ed Williams. We'll say hi to a bunch of people in the chat here in a bit. Paul Madden's here. What's up, Richie Z? So a bunch of people coming in. So we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to go through tonight. We'll do a couple comparisons as well. We have a bunch of whiskey news, including some of the details for the new ECBP, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B525. So we'll get into that. Some exciting news about that. I mean, I think people freak out. They hear kind of a higher age statement, and all of a sudden they try to go crazy for it. But it all depends on how they blend it. So we'll see. Arm day, Jason. Damn. Mrs. J. Actually, yeah, I did do upper body today. So my arms look a little bigger. That's why. Okay, Wise Guy Stu is here. All right, let's get into the chat and say hi to some folks. Let's see here. We got Joey B is here. William Wiley, Sandeep Chima is here. We already have 200 people coming in. Guys, while you're coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Really appreciate it. Definitely helps the channel. Thank you so much. Sandeep Chima, 96 Milliman, Jason Cruitt. What's up, Jason K? Nice to see you, man. The Bourbon Coach, who's always in the house. What's going on, Bourbon Coach? Justin Jenkins. We got Ben Chrisman. Michael Speakerman is here. We got Warren Smith. Tim Romero. Abrod is here. Dr. Sped is here. Jefferson's Cats right in the Glen. He says it's okay. All right, we'll find out for ourselves. Top Jimmy, of course. Nathan Jurgensen. He's got some 20-year Dickel in the Glen. Someone's enjoying the Dickel. Travis Robeson is here. Tim Jurgensen. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. He's got a M&J pick in the glass. Josh Fritz is here. The Bourbon Jerk. What is going on, Tom? Nice to see you. Guys, great channel to subscribe to. If you haven't subscribed to the Bourbon Jerk, please do. Connoisseur Cigar Eric. Nice to see you as always, my man. Ben Chrisman. What's up, Josh Fritz? Josh Fritzie's here. Adam Hess. Dustin Bosek is here. Let's see. Travis Robeson. What's up, Trav? Mark Body is here. What's up, Mark? Maurizio Pastenes is here. I just love saying his name, honestly. Mike Frattini is here. Good evening, Jason. All from beautiful central Indiana. 74 degrees, sipping some Koval rye. Nice. Koval or Koval with a V? I'm guessing it's a Koval. David Smith is here. John Legalbo is here. Scott S. Pro Zach is in the house. A. Smith Bowman Batch 3. Tastes like an enhanced EHT barrel proof. Well, that makes me excited because I just got one of those bottles, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Bob Glass is here. Sean Ortego is here. Roger Reese. What's up, Reese's Pieces? Let's see. Ben Dramon's in the house. What's up, Ben? Kenneth Clark. Cheers to the only people who understand having this hobby. I love it. Big Vic is here. What's going on, you big avocado? Nice to see you, man. Kirk Hanselman is here. Babe, hurry up. The Match and Drums on. Ed Williams, what's up, Big Ed? What's going on, buddy? Let's see. Sean Holtgrave is here. Tim Cornet, Paul P, Jeff Winbush. Hey, Jeff Winbush, I think you won something last week when I did the announcement, so you should watch last week's stream. I think you won one of the Bardstown, not the Bardstown. I think you won one of the actually it might be a Bardstown bottle, but you won one of the Blend Again giveaway bottles. Kooky Cats is here. Go Knicks, that's right. And I'm just gonna forward down and catch up to the chat here. My M&J holiday is dangerously low. Well, luckily, Joe LeSambois, we got another one coming. Jason Cole was distiller, I think, from either New York or Washington. I thought they were out of Chicago, Richie Z. I thought Colville was in Chicago. I could be wrong. Or is it? Why do I think Colville's out of Chicago or Illinois? I don't know. Okay. Did you ever try Gene Nassif's Unrestricted Bourbon? It was a bottle of Monweeder, which was a banger for like $25. Did not try that one. Anyone try the 2025 13 Colony Barrel Proof? Have not tried it yet. Yes, Colville in Chicago. Yep, I think you're right. It's in Chicago. I know my distillers. At least I think I do. All right, guys. So we're going to start off the night right here. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot to get to tonight. Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, second edition. I know this one doesn't light a lot of people up interest-wise, but, you know, who knows? Could be a little bit of a different profile. Let's see the details here. So for those of you that forgot, this is a 105 proof bourbon, mash bill of 52 corn, 35% rye, and 13% malted barley. So high rye bourbon. So very different from Heaven Hill's traditional recipe. Heavier on the rye, giving it a spicier flavor. The corn used is Beck's 6225. It was grown by Peterson Farms, a family-run operation in Nelson County, Kentucky. It is non-chill filtered, aged at the Cox's Creek warehouse, Cox's Creek Rick House in Kentucky from Heaven Hill. And this is what they said. Did they say the price of this one? I think it's going to be, it's usually, what were these? $100 ish? Anyway, we'll try it. We'll give it a go. All right. Hope it's better than the first edition. I guess we'll see, man. Oh, you did email me, Jeff. Okay, cool. Sorry, man. Maybe I either missed it or... You know what? For a high rye, it's actually pretty sweet. I mean, the rye spice is there. There is plenty of spice to be had. Let that open up a little bit more. What's up? Keith Sapansky's here. Brian Lehman's here. CJP Bourbon. It's getting a little better on the nose. All right, so first thing off the nose you get, kind of in typical bourbon fashion, you get your vanillas, you get your caramels, but there is picking up a little bit of a star anise, little, not like heavy black licorice, but there's a tinge of a licoricey note, maybe more of like a fennel type note on this. Definitely some savory notes. It's also a little bit grainy. I mean, grain to glass. Yeah. I mean, these don't carry a big H statement, but let's give it a try. Definitely leans into the spice. A lot of black pepper. The rye spice is definitely there. It's a little bready. Definitely has a little bit of a breadiness to it. A little bit of rye bread going on. Wow, the spice on this, though, is nice. If you like spice, I'm not even going to rhyme it. But if you like spice, this could be nice. Is it Blood Oath 11? No, this isn't the Blood Oath yet, Sandeep. We'll get into the Blood Oath here in a little bit. We will get there. I don't get why a heritage distiller would lean into a crafty, grainy stuff, says Nathan Jurgensen. I don't know. I think it's Heaven Hill kind of flexing their ability to show off their, because well, here's my theory. Heaven Hill owns a lot of brands, and a lot of those brands have the same mash bills, just kind of made differently. I think this kind of shows off what they can do if they wanted to do something different with a different mash bill, going grain to glass and utilizing local farms. And I don't know. I'm not saying it's like super interesting, but I think when you have people that are leaning into using local grains and local purveyors of grains and growing local rye and corn and whatever, maybe now the barley and the rye, it doesn't say where that's from. It just says the corn is local. So I'm not sure where the rye and barley come from. Generally those come, mostly could come from overseas or even Canada, whatever it may be. But I don't know. I just think it's Heaven Hill saying, hey, look, if we want to do something grain to glass, we want to show you guys what we can do with a different mash bill. I think, and who knows, Nathan, this also could be kind of a sneaky, I don't know. It could be kind of a sneaky, like a crowdsourcing type of release where it's like, let's see if this mash bill has some legs, and let's see if we can maybe turn this into something. I think the Weeder, which everyone liked in the Grain to Glass series, maybe has some legs. A lot of people really liked it. Jason has that Spider-Man vibe tonight. Jason, is Heaven Hill sourcing lately? I saw a Nashville barrel company tenure claiming HH barrel, a McKenna reject. Heaven Hill has sourced out their barrels for a very long time. So Willett, sourced from them for years. So did Lux Row. You have a lot of distillers that got stuff from Heaven Hill. Bardstown Bourbon Company uses Heaven Hill. So Heaven Hill has been out there in the sourcing market for sure. Celtics paid the refs good. They're up 22. Oh, dear Lord, man. Yeah, I was a little worried about tonight's game, kind of coming off the Tatum injury. The Celtics are probably pretty fired up. So we'll see what happens. It was $170. HH is legendary. It's like MJ to baseball and NASCAR. It's like, because I can. Yeah, it's because you can. It's just like one of those things. I think when big distillers choose to be a little bit more creative, I think it does drive interest. Now, whether or not that interest lasts the test of time, that's always the big question. And who knows? Like I said, I think when distillers do this, you guys have to remember, I say it all the time, distillers are extremely future focused. It's a future focused business. So this may have been coming out or starting out as something grain to glass, but this could end up in some sort of heritage collection years ahead, or it could end up as a regular release down the line with more age on it if enough people have interest in it. I think Jack Daniel's is is a great example of that with their distiller series and some of those releases they put out. I think it's a good test market for what can we put out on a regular release or a limited release, an LTO, based off of some of these specialty things that we do. I just think I think it's smart for people to do that. Even Maker's Mark is trying to do something different, putting out a wheat whiskey. They're losing their mind over there, Maker's Mark. God, a wheat whiskey. Who would have thought? Shane K. Hey, brother, doesn't have to do with your tasting selection, but I've been on a weeder kick lately. What are some of your favorite weeders? You know what? This isn't. This actually is pretty good. I don't like it for $100, but I do like the spice of it. I generally like spicy whiskeys, and this isn't spicy alcohol. It's only 105 proof, but it does have a nice kick to it. This, to me, this is one of those bottles where I think it is better than the first one. By the way, I think it's better than the first year, last year's. But I will say this. I think this is one of those bottles where it may sit on the shelf for a little while. Could come down in price if you kind of grab it on sale for maybe 60, 65, $70 the most. Might be a good pickup. But for this type of profile with this type of high rye mash bill, there's 1.5 million MGPs that are, high rye, that 36% mash bill you could get for a little cheaper. But I do feel like I would like to try this at a higher age eventually. Some of these high rye bourbons that I've tried, like at 9 and 10 years, are freaking magical, and I think Heaven Hill has that capability to do that. What's up, Cast and Q? Yeah, I wouldn't put Maker's Mark as one of my favorite weeders. Favorite weeders. The Green River the Green River weeded cast strength picks that have been coming out. Man, if you could get your hands on those are killer. Larceny barrel proof, obviously. I think those can be good. What else? The Bardstown Origin series weeders. The Origin High Wheat is pretty good. Weller 107 is always going to be a favorite weeder of mine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit more. I'm not going to say used to it because I live in Ohio and Ohio gets a lot of Weller, but I do think it's a great weeded bourbon. I actually like 107 more consistently over Weller Full Proof. And when I say more consistently, I just mean Weller 107 seems to be a little bit more of a consistent profile. And then when I try different Weller Full Proofs, I don't know, some of them get a little funky. Maybe the high proof doesn't really resonate well, can get a little bit tannic and a little bit, it gives me like a little bit of that weeded bitter note that I don't like. Hey, Jason, you were right about Found North 11. It is so good. Yeah, Mike, this shit is really, really good. Oh yeah, Southern Distilling out of North Carolina has some really good weeders, and you know what? They don't really taste like weeders, so but they're really, really good. So that's a great weeded option. Who else? Who else? I'm not really a big fan of Old Elk's weeders. Meh, they're okay. Oh, Ben Holiday. Ben Holiday Rickhouse Proof Weeded Bourbon. How did I forget about Ben Holiday? The Ben Holiday Rickhouse Proofs are really good. And I do think that if you find some single barrels out there, they can be really, really good. So it depends. Boone County single barrel weeders are delicious. Yep, some of those could be. I haven't had one of those in a minute. We need more high age, high proof weeders, easier to find than William New Weller. Yeah, I totally agree, Nathan. I think that is a market that is missing. It's a piece of the bourbon market that we just don't get. But hopefully we get it at some point. Paragon, the new Penelope weeder is amazing. It opens up way better in a few months. I agree. The new Penelope weeder is, it's a younger weeder, but it tastes really good for the price. For what, $35-$40 for that bottle? Yep. A little old fashioned in the house. What's going on? Nashville Mac in the cereal category. Melick. Jason, any thoughts on the Old Elk acquisition? Yeah, we're going to get into that, Eric Snyder, because I think it's interesting. So, all right, let's get into the Old Fitz next. Why not? We're going to get into the Old Fitzy. So this is, and I'll show you guys, the bottle cam is here. That's right. The Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bond Spring 2025 edition. The Old Fitz is here. Proof 100. Age, this is a 9-year expression for spring 2025. It was put in the barrel in spring of 2016. So let's get into this thing. Now, as far as the details, now this was sent to me via Heaven Hill. Thank you so much. Top Jimmy with the 10 gifted. Top Jimmy just giving out gifts. I love it, man. Thank you so much, Top Jimmy. And guys, if you got a membership from Top Jimmy, give him a big thank you. All right, so Heaven Hill for immediate release announces spring 2025 edition of the Old Fitz Bottled and Bond Decanter Series. This is the 15th national release. Ushers in the latest Hallmark series, the Bottled and Bond Legacy. 750 milliliter bottle. Price on this one is going to be $130, so $129.99. So decent price point on this one for a 9-year. And let's get into it. So this will start dropping in the springtime. Now, generally, I'm not really, I don't know. Sometimes I did not like the Old Fitz 8-year. I thought it was so weedy and just so bland. I hope one more year did a body good. Let's see what this one is. At what age should they drop the old and Old Fitzy thing? Right, Justin? You would think it's going to be a little bit older before it's Old Fitz. This one smells like straight up apple. Apple pie. a light apple pie, not a dark apple pie, just kind of a apple pie that was in the oven for just the right amount of time. It wasn't overcooked, it wasn't burnt. It's the right amount of time. It's a little buttery, not too buttery. I'm not gonna go as far as say butterscotch. If it was butterscotch, I'd go crazy. I don't get. Maybe it's a light buttery something there. Yeah, pretty light vanillas and caramels. Nothing too crazy here. You do get the wheated bourbon influence here, but it's not overpowering at all. I do like the sweetness of it. I feel like I'm picking up a little bit of a maybe a little pear with the apple too. It's pretty light. And on the very back end of the nose, when I kind of switch it to this nostril, I get some oak. So it's a nicely balanced nose for the Old Fitz 9 years so far for spring. Let's give it a try. Dude, that is apple pie in a glass. Apples. Apple with a little, like a very, very light cinnamon on it. Vanilla. I mean, I feel like I could taste the pastry crust. There is, yeah, that is, dude, that's not bad. I want to see Jason chug a bottle of GTS and Russell's 15. That's what he said he was going to do, right, Jason? See, when I hit 100,000, I don't know about that. Sky Kid says, finally found a honey pot that stocks Eagle Rare 10. Eagle Rare 10. So many on the shelf. I didn't need to buy them all. So hard to find in St. Louis area for some reason. Oh, there you go. That was the most New York butterscotch I've ever heard. Yeah. Sanch Demont, what's up, Jason? Derby Town in the glass. Knob Creek 12 versus JD 10. Which are you taking? Definitely Knob Creek 12. I'm not a fan of JD 10. I don't know what it is about it. It's like old number 7 with that trail mix banana chip note that I get just amped up in Jack Daniel's 10 year. It's amazing to me the biggest difference when you jump from the 10 year to the 12 year and how much more sweetness is in the 12 year versus the 10. It's crazy to me. The 10 year to me, I'm not a fan of. I find it a little tannic. It's a little bit, I don't know. Knob Creek 12 year all day long. Oh, Brad Tannick and me too. If I get cherry off of Heaven Hill, man, I'm all about it. Yeah, this is pretty good. Apple pie, oak. It drinks like a weeder. It's got a little bit of spice in the back end, not much. Drinks easy. It drinks like a weeder should. It's sweet. It doesn't get too overly. I can't think of a better word for just than weedy. It doesn't lean in too heavy on the weeded mash bill. Like it doesn't get into like that cereal quality. It kind of stays at a. It just kind of eases into it. It stays sweet enough where it's interesting. It's good. $130. I wouldn't pay any more for it. If you see this shit on secondary and someone's like charging like 250, 300, go scratch. It's not worth that much. It's not that good. It's $130 good. And you know, honestly, I think it's more like $75, $80 good. But you do get that beautiful decanter bottle, and you know, there's something to be said for the price with that kind of factored in. But yeah, this is pretty good. So if you're a fan of these Old Fitz bottles, these bottle and bond years that these bottle and bonds that come out each and every year, the 9 year, it's a nice one. It's sweet. It's apple pie, a hint of cinnamon, a little bit of pepper, but some nice pastry crust there, some weediness that you know and love from Old Fitz. And I think it drinks like a weeder. So if you really like that profile, this one might be one you want to try to seek out. But just, I wouldn't overpay for it. All right. Not the next night. Yeah, it's. I kind of got the gist in the third quarter when they were, because the third quarter seems to be when the Knicks like kind of take over, and they just couldn't do it tonight. Old Fitz 17 and 13 VVS are my two faves of the series. So I can't remember the 17, Nathan, but I do have the 16, and the 15 was one of my favorites. You talk about a butterscotch bomb. So the 15 and the 13, I think. I have the old Fitz 13 in tonight's blind. So we'll see how it does against. We'll go through the blind tasting tonight. It's going to be really cool. So we'll get into that. Okay. Any opinions on Booker's Barry's batch? It's a spicy batch of Bookers to me. I dig it though. I like it. I don't think it's I actually think it's got some really great spice components to it. It's not I'll just go with it this way. If you've enjoyed the sweeter profiles that Booker's has put out in the last year or so, where it's kind of gives you like a sweet tea with that nuttiness and a lot of vanillas and caramels, some brown sugar there too. I feel like it has that, but it definitely leans into more of a black pepper spice, almost like a crushed red pepper type of vibe to it. At least that's what I was getting in my bottle. And but if you love those heavy peanut shell, peanut shell on the floor of an old bar type of Booker's flavor profiles, that's not what Barry's batch is either. It's got the nuttiness there, but it's got the sweetness, your typical Booker's notes, but it's got this really spicy kick to it. I graded it as kind of like an above average Booker's, especially compared to the other ones that we've seen lately. So yeah. Bourbon for Bacon says, I like the nutty, not sweet. There's some nuttiness there, but you have to like spice. That I love the little crushed red pepper note on it. Sanch says, no one buying Booker's nowadays. There are at least 10 cases of Booker's Barry's batch available at the Louisville Costco if anyone is interested. Yeah, and I actually saw Booker's for the first time sitting on a shelf here locally in Ohio. It was just kind of sitting there hanging out. I have an empty glass. What am I drinking next here? Let's see. Let's get into this Jefferson's. So I haven't even opened this at all yet. So we're going to pour this. We're going to let this open up a little bit. And then we'll get into the Blood Oath. And basically what we'll do is we'll go through some news stories. I do want to talk about the Middle West acquisition. Well, not the Middle West acquisition, the Old Elk acquisition acquired by Middle West. What the hell? Come on, man. Why don't they put perforations in these plastic caps? I didn't bring my knife. Oh, I think I have my thing here. Hold on. Jesus. All right. Sorry, guys. That was probably annoying to listen to. I think now, after breaking the cork on the Calumet 17, that's like my goal to do workouts and rip corks off of bottles. I'm just gonna friggin' Hulk out on every single bottle. All right. So this is the new Jefferson's Reserve limited edition cast strength. It is 130 proof on the dot. 130 proof. I'm not really sure the other details of this one, but it is a new offering. It's about $70, and I'll show you the bottle here. There it is. Limited edition cast strength. Now, Jefferson's Reserve is one of those brands that don't really do much for me. I don't know about you guys in the chat. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I've never been a huge fan of the Jefferson's Ocean, even the Jefferson's Ocean's cast strengths. I've had a couple that have been okay. I did enjoy the Jefferson's Tropics a couple years ago. I thought that was actually a pretty decent release. There's the cast strength tag there. You see 130 proof. So, but as far as anything else that they've done, I can't say I've really, sorry, Giggly Bits for a 2-star review ASMR. Yeah, hit and miss. I got the Jefferson's Reserve cast strength 130 proof, not bad for 60. I thought. That Jefferson's unique to me because we ever had a 40 proof point increase, meaning regular bourbon 90 proof, cask 130 proof. That's huge. Well, they do have the cast strength Oceans. I don't remember like what the proofs of those were. If there's like an average proof, if they change, it's been a while. Jefferson should go back to using Stitzel Weller. Yeah, right. That what was it like that 18 year they had or the 20 something year they had? That was a Stitzel Weller Weeder. That thing was fantastic. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, it's pretty sweet. Okay, trying to see if it reminds me of anything. Jason, have you ever talked to or interviewed the Jefferson's owner, Trey Zoller? I've met him before, but I've never done a formal interview with him. I met him at an event, just talking to him. He's like his mind for bourbon. He's a brilliant guy. So, and I think he did. Say what you want about the oceans being like gimmicky or whatever, but I mean, it is kind of gimmicky. But he started kind of a trend of just doing different things with barrels like that. So whether you like it or not, I think he's kind of a trendsetter in that fashion. I think it's sourced from Kentucky Artisan. Okay. Wasn't Jefferson's aging bourbon on like a mountain for release a while back? Nick Foles, I think you're talking about the tropics one that they aged in a rainforest or something like that. Trey's a nice guy. Have a super vintage Jefferson signed by him. Yeah, he is a super nice guy. Who would you like to interview next? Kenneth Clark. I'm still trying to get Freddie No or Fred No on the channel. Those are my next unicorns right now. We're gonna have at some point soon. We're going to have Murphy Quint from Cedar Ridge on the channel to talk about the way he crafts American single malts and how he's kind of highly touted as one of the best American single malt crafters in the country. So we'll be talking to him pretty soon. But yeah, I'm trying to get Fred or Freddie No or both of them. I'm also trying to get Andrea Wilson from Michter's on the what is she? The Master of Maturation? Is that her title? Something like that. I just want to kind of get into her head and see like what comes with that title. What is she looking for when it comes to Michter's? I think that job and what she looks for is fascinating. So I'd like to have her on. Maybe get her and Dan McKee on kind of as a Dan McKee has been on before, but I'd like to talk to them again, but maybe we can get the both of them on. I think, what do you think of that? That'd be pretty cool. Bruce Russell was kind of a legendary interview. That was pretty amazing that night. We've had Brent Elliott on. We had Connor just go on from Heaven Hill. So we've had some pretty big distillers on, but I cannot get the beams on quite yet. So I'm working on it. All right. Oh, Little Book, yeah. Yeah, I should have that new Little Book soon to review. So Little Book chapter, what chapter are they up to now? 9, 10? You know what? This smells really good. This has a huge vanilla hit for me. Just a ton of vanilla extract here. Man, not too much oak. It doesn't come off like 130 proof, at least to me on the nose. Hint of citrus, a little bit of pecan too in this. Man, it smells nice. Maybe like a maple pecan in there, but a ton of vanilla for me. Man, it's very sweet. A little bit of like sweet cornbread. Again, this is non-age stated. We don't know how old this is. Jason, loved your interview with Elizabeth McCall. Damn, Richie Z, that's back in the day, man. Beams the magical fruit. You should have me on for an interview. I'd crush it. Says Reniculous. Sure. All right, let's give this one a try, guys. Not too bad on the nose. Feel the proof on the palate, man. Woo. It's a spicy meatball. Just like the palate, a ton of vanilla. I get so much. Maybe it's because I'm coming off that old Fitz, but I'm just getting so much vanilla extract on here. But yeah, that little hint of like maple, like that pecan note is really nice. Yeah, Whiskey Habit. If it says, yeah, Kentucky Artisan, then is that a little bit of bubble gum I'm getting? Might be a little bit of bubble gum there. Mmm. All right, this is trying to think what this reminds me of. It's very sweet, but it smacks you. This is so, you know, when you talk about finish, usually I like to find like black pepper. I like to find some of like those spices for the finish. This is pure alcohol punch on the back end of it. Bring back Bo Garrett. Oh, that could be cool, Tony. Yeah. Do you consider bubblegum a defect in whiskey? I think to some distillers, bubblegum is not a good thing. You need to interview ADHD Whiskey in your Kermit voice just to see how long he can hold it together. You know, this I'm kind of digging this. It's not like a world beater. It's not. I don't think it's going to win Whiskey of the Year or anything. But for a Jefferson's, I'm digging this one. I think the kind of the yin and yang here when you have like this really sweet profile against this kind of borderline harsh like proof punch that it has, it's kind of working for me. Oh yeah, take will be on, Nathan. I've already talked to Jay about that. Jason Bronner. Oh yeah, Jason Bronner from whatchamacallit. We can't think of the name right now. Buzzard Roost. Got it. See? Told you I knew my distillers. For what it's worth, SOB loved it in a review today, really talking it up. Jay, sounds like you're a thumbs up too. Yeah. I'm a fan. If SOB loved it that much, I don't know if I love it, but I think it's pretty good. You know, it's not bad for 65, 70 bucks. Let me see if I could find a like an article on this or something. Jefferson's Reserve Cask Strength. See what I can find here. I mean, this is even 60 bucks in some places. All right, let's see what this says here. All right. Yeah, as hot as you would expect for 130. Yeah, it drinks hot. I'll say that. It drinks hot. It's literally just, it's like vanilla gasoline. Is that like a good descriptor? Like, to me, it's vanilla gasoline. It's pretty good. I dig it. This is nice. I'm not going to give you it's stupid good. I don't think it's stupid good. I think it's good. If I say it's stupid good, you know I really love it. But I think this is just good. It's a good, solid bourbon. It is, yeah. If there were like driving cars in Candyland and they had to stop and get gas, the gas would smell like this. Oh. Stack 12 still the champ, or is the 24D the new champ? Tony C, I have to go back and forth and try that again. I don't know. Yeah, good is great for Jefferson's product. Yeah, I think, man, and it it's 70 bucks here in Ohio, and I think in other places it's even cheaper. So, all right, we have 347 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Make sure you hit the like button while you're here. Thanks for all the support. I appreciate it. That is a little piece of heaven. That's right. 24D didn't do it for me, says Nathan Jurgensen. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong, Nathan. It's fine. I think what 24D was missing for a lot of people is that elevated grapey sweetness that Stag is known for. I'll give it that. I thought it was, 24D to me has just a little bit more of like a like a funk to it that I just think is different. And I think that's what kind of sold me on it. But you know, I would have to just kind of do a direct compare back and forth with 12 and 24D and see what that looks like. What's up, Bourbon for Bacon? EMC is here. What is going on, guys? Seeing from some channels that there is so much inventory in barrels that in the next few years, tons of older age bottles should be hitting the market. You hear anything about that? Yeah, Sky Kids, that is the theory. Because there's a lot of NDPs that are selling off some of their barrels because no one's buying it for whatever prices they want to sell it for. So I do think that's a definite possibility. So I do think we'll see a lot more age-stated whiskeys coming out, some higher-end or higher-aged bourbons, I should say, even higher-aged rye whiskeys. I think we are going to see that even more so from some of the other folks that even some of the source, you know, some of the NDPs that stay intent on sticking around and maybe sitting on some barrels, maybe just taking a beat and seeing what the market does. If the market flips back, maybe they have some more of these barrels or they're going to get a higher age, throw it in a bottle, people will gobble those up. Again, I think it's part of like the overall market correction that's coming with bourbon. You're still seeing a lot more whiskeys sitting on the shelf, going on sale. I can't say that I've seen a lot more prices come down. I think I've seen some of the big box stores put whiskeys on sale. I don't feel like I see that too much. That doesn't really happen here too much in Ohio because it's state controlled. But out there where it's a little bit more the wild, wild west, there's definitely some more price variance, more bottles going on sale, not as much being bought. It's just one of those things. Have you tried the new Old Fitz 7-year yet? Starting to see it hit several more. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the Old Fitz 7-year. Guys, the Old Fitz 7-year, people are trying to sell that shit for like $450 because of the nice bottle that comes in the bag. Heaven Hill did an amazing job of designing the bottle for that and making it look beautiful. But I'll tell you this. I have tried it before. I tried it at Heaven Hill at the Alec Bradley event that I was at a few weeks ago. And I really liked it. Even for a young weeder, I didn't think I was going to like it, but it was very sweet. Now, we were trying a lot of other stuff, so I have to, you know, coming off some of those other whiskeys, maybe it was like the moment I was in. Sometimes you can do that where bourbon may taste better than it does because you're just around amazing people and everything just tastes good. Because that happens. You kind of get like that connection with everything. Just everything is amazing and glorious. But from what I remember, it was very fruity. It was very fruit forward, almost like juicy fruit gum a little bit, if I remember correctly. A little bit of like a stone fruit. I do feel like some of like the apple I was getting in the Old Fitz was in the Old Fitz 7 and the Old Fitz 9 that I was tasting tonight. I do feel like there's a little bit of that apple in the Old Fitz 7 from what I remember. The wheat is there. It's not overpowering. It drinks nice and easy. It's a really sweet whiskey. But the fact that people are trying to, Aaron C., it's going to be the year-round tater bottle when it comes out because people are trying to score that thing and sell it for like $400, $450. It's a 7-year wheated bourbon, guys. Relax. And judging on what I heard, there's going to be a ton of it. So obviously people that want to get one quicker or sooner than later are going to overpay for impatience. And I get that part, but hoping to get a sample soon. If not, I have a bottle that I pre-ordered a while back. Hasn't come yet. So I'm hoping to get my bottle soon for a review. Also, while we're talking about Heaven Hill, some of those releases coming out, we might as well talk about the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the new stat. It's kind of hilarious that a release like this gets its own. Usually when we just, heard about Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, Heaven Hill can put out in mass like Heaven Hill 7-year bottle and bond. Yeah. The only thing I don't understand is that the Heaven Hill bottle and bond, this new 7-year, like what does it do for larceny? Larceny is still going to be a lot cheaper, but I mean, I don't know. And I'm talking about regular larceny, which I know I can't remember the last time I heard a person be like, I love larceny. So I don't know. Maybe they just feel like they need to kind of switch it. There are also rumors. I've seen this in different groups that people are saying that the the Old Fitzgerald 7-year, the new bottle, is going to replace the Heaven Hill bottled and bond 7-year. No. Idiots. No. First of all, It's not the same. It's not even the same damn mash bill, guys. Like, because they both have a 7 on it, you're going to proclaim that it's going to replace it. You're like, oh, God, this shit that comes out, like, did some like idiot at a liquor store tell you that, or is that what you're thinking? Like, people putting this out in the universe, like writing this down so people could see the idiotic statements without knowing what you're talking about, just drives me crazy. And I feel like maybe that's out there too, like from some of these secondary guys, like trying to pitch that to like these guys that don't know shit about bourbon. Like, it's replacing the 7 year. Got to get it now. Like, come on. No. So the Heaven Hill Bottle Bond 7 years not going anyway. They're doing barrel picks of it. You think it's going to be replaced? No. So just relax. It's not being replaced. It's a new offering that people are already overpaying for. Let it hit the market. Let it see what it does. Jason, I will always buy a new ECBP. We need an age-stated shelfer from JD. Just snagged the Rare Character Wheated Bourbon Exceptional Series. Have you tried it? I've tried some of the Exceptional Series. I don't know if I've had a wheated bourbon one, Big Diesel. The most I have had the Kentucky malt ones from them. All right, so let's talk about it here, guys. Here's a photo of it. It is, where did it go? Oh, right here. So this is the new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So this was announced on Food and Wine magazine. Elijah Craig's latest barrel proof bourbon is here, and it's the oldest release in nearly 2 years. 11 years and 6 months old. Batch B525 is nearly a year older than the previous release and arrives uncut at 126.2 proof. One of the world's most popular barrel proof bourbons is back with its second batch of 2025. Yeah, produced in Kentucky. Batches can vary significantly in proof, ranging from 118 to as high as 140, as well as in flavor. While this bourbon was historically listed at 12 years old, since 2023, individual releases now feature their own specific age statements. Yep, that's really it. So, yeah, that's really what the big announcement was. I mean, I don't really feel like it's a huge deal. I don't know. To me, it's like, all right, so okay, 11 years, 2 months. All right. It's like everyone's going to get crazy excited for like an extra year. Like, all right, listen, I'll say it again. Age isn't everything. Age isn't everything. One more time. Age isn't everything. Just because it has a higher age statement doesn't mean it's going to be amazing. It's the truth. Look. This is my latest Elijah Craig barrel proof single barrel pick. And here it is. So just so you guys see, you see Mash and Journey, keg and bottle right there. What does that say? 8 years old. 8 years old. And this is one of the best Elijah Craig single barrels I have ever had. This actually beats the pants off of probably the last 3, 4, 5 releases of Elijah Craig barrel proof. And it's 8 years old. So just because something has a higher age doesn't mean it's going to be amazing. Yes, it's something to get excited about. It's like, oh, look, Elijah Craig barrel proof. It's going to have a higher age statement again. Let's just calm down, because it could be a higher age statement and taste like shit if it's not blended right. So it's all about the blend, not about the age, especially on a huge release like that. So let's see how it tastes. I think it's cool. It's great that we're seeing an 11-year age statement. But for everybody to like work up into a frenzy just quite yet, let's see how it tastes first. Let's relax. C924 was legit. Yep. Lower age and lower proof. Mid. I mean, honestly, when I see a younger whiskey, I wonder if they thieved it younger age and was so good they said bottle it now. I've had some Hitter Knob Creek rise at 5 years. ECBP Match and Journey pick. Heck yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where the blend is going to tell us, how good that is. So, but it is cool to see them come back with an 11-year, like almost 12 years. So we almost have what we used to have. It's kind of like a tease. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how that one shakes out. All right, let's get into the Blood Oath. What about that Bourbon Deluxe? Oh, that's the 8-year one, but I also have a sample of the 16-year one, which was just more buffalo turkey. That one was okay for buffalo turkey. I think the ones that I picked from Augusta were better. But I can get into that 8-year if you want. All right, so Blood Oath. This is Pact 11. It's kind of light. What the fuck are they doing with Eagle Rare? Now will be 12 years and costs more, says Space Ghost. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a while back. I think I still have the label on here. Yeah, here's a label. Eagle Rare aged 12 years. There it is. This is a bottle that people are going to pay big money for when it initially comes out. We don't know how allocated this is going to be. Knowing Buffalo Trace, it's going to be very allocated. But people are going to pay big bucks for this, even though it's 12 years old, so 2 years older than the regular Eagle Rare. And what is it, 95, 94 proof? A few more proof points higher than the regular one. So, but people want that age statement and they want the new bottle. So here is the Blood Oath Pact 11. Obviously, the text is way too small for anybody to see. But if you can read that, I can't even read that crap. Jesus. Because it's written in the vampire blood. Nobody can read that. Okay. There's not a lot of contrast on this label either. All right. So this is straight bourbon whiskey finished in añejo tequila barrels. All right. I said I would never buy one of these again, but it was just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, all right, I'll review it. Twist my arm. Looks cool. I'll stick with the old trusty 10-year. Microscript. Bill Belichick is allocated. Bill Belichick is allocated. Okay. Age isn't everything. Tell that to Bill Belichick. No, to Bill Belichick, age is everything. Oh, man. Todd from 290 to 21090 reads Vampire. Oh, I could see that. All right, so let me get to the details here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's in this bottle. Where is the Blood Oath? Blood Oath, Blood Oath, Blood Oath. Where'd it go? I thought it was in here. Maybe not. I must have passed it. Yep, that's that one. Okay. Let me just search it here. Blood. Here we go. All right, so Blood Oath is the usual. We're looking at 98.6 proof for this one, guys. So here is the blend. It's a blend of 14-year-old rye bourbon, a 10-year-old wheated bourbon, and a 7-year-old rye bourbon that was finished in barrels that previously were used to age añejo tequila. It's bottled at the usual Blood Oath ABV of 49.3% ABV, has a suggested retail price of $129.99. So that's what it is. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, Todd. I can see Todd being a vampire a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Compare it to the new High West tequila age. Brian S. I don't have that bottle. I have the Woodinville tequila one. We could compare it to that, I guess, but I don't know if I want to get all in on tequila. It's actually pretty bright on the nose. I thought I was going to get a lot more oak, a lot more age. Really not getting that here. It's pretty sweet. It's floral, which is interesting, which could be coming from the tequila. Man, it's citrusy, kind of like a lemon zest type thing I'm picking up. Maybe some white chocolate. Yeah, some vanilla. I think the age is there. It's kind of hidden though. It's not. I mean, it might just need some time to open up, but it's actually brighter on the nose than I thought it would be coming off the just reading the stats. All right, let's give it a try. Vanilla frosting, little bit of I'm getting more of that lemon on the palate too. Citrusy. I mean, you get a little bit of the age, not so much. All right, here we go. All right, second sip was way better. First sip, I think I needed to get acclimated. Second sip was darker. Second sip, now you're getting some dark fruits there. Man, does the finish die on this? Oh, kills me. The finish just dies on this so quick. I'm not versed enough in tequila to tell you if I'm getting any sort of tequila finish. I could tell you there is a nice like cinnamon raisin lemon peel like kick that it's got in the mid palate. I think the floral quality is what I'm picking up maybe from the tequila, but it's very subtle. Like again, Blood Oath does the finishes extremely subtle because they usually take the youngest bourbon and they throw it in that finish and they blend it with all those other bourbons that are a little bit more of a higher age. I don't know. This one's a little bit. I think I do get a little the agave, to be honest, but on the very you have to wait for it. Like I feel like I'm getting the tequila on the very, very, very end of the palate. Like once you swallow, you kind of let it sit for a little bit. I feel like I'm getting the agave on the very, very back end of it. That's the part where I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a tequila kick, but it's so subtle. It's so subtle. Tequila is made from cinnamon and raisins. You got it. It's a weird whiskey because it's very bright up front and then it gets dark and then it gets into floral and maybe a little bit of the agave on the back end. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting pour. I'll give it that. Man, I can't get over that lemon. That lemon cinnamon like raisin chocolate, like that white, like a really sweet chocolate. Vanilla frosting. I mean, it's a weird whiskey, man. Maybe some of that weeded bourbon coming into the mix too is just giving it some different flavors. I'll say this is one of the more interesting blood oats I think I've had in a little bit. Is it worth 130? No, I don't think so. But I'll say if you're a Blood Oath fan, you like the 98.6 proof for whatever reason, this might be one you want to explore. It's different. I do think there's a subtlety to the agave here. But yeah, thanks for taking one for the team on that tasting. Hard passes, Brian S. Yeah, it's as you can see, it's like I'm not blown away by it, but I'm also somewhat intrigued by it. It's interesting to me, but it's not anything that's like, I feel like once I figure this thing out, like after 4 or 5 sips, I'll probably get bored, but the more sips I take, the more tequila I taste. I'm tasting the tequila. I almost got a little lemon strawberry note right there on the mid palate. Maybe that's from the weeder too. This thing is a little bit of a Frankenstein. It's got a lot of little things going on. This is definitely going to be a try before you buy. I'm interested to see how this opens up, before I do the full review. But this is an interesting little blood oath. I'll say that. Again, my son likes the blood oath box to do tricks with his fingerboards. Pact 2 is still the best all time. It was only $70 back then. Yeah, I remember that. Does it have a flat taste to it? I get that with some tequila. A flat taste? I don't know if it's flat. Sounds like another reminder why you told yourself you were never going to buy any more blood oaths as Paul P. Yeah. Yeah, more the tequila's coming out. It's still subtle, but I feel like I taste it on the back end. Once you get past the lemon, that little hint of raisin, oak, lemon. That lemon. It's like a lemon curd. It's a pretty strong lemon that I'm picking up on here. That little hint of strawberry is interesting. And then, I got the tequila, man. That thing is weird. All right, we're going to see how this opens up. I'll do a full review of this one. I don't know. It's it's kind of a funky bourbon. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. It's just kind of what are the kids saying these days? It's kind of mid. It's a little mid. Jason, the cost is purely subjective, but it has to bring it for the cost. Oh yeah, Richie Z, I totally agree. Even with that little bit of a funky finish, it just doesn't do enough on the back end to make me be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I bought this. See that sip, it went a little flat. I don't know. It's always, I don't know why I bought it. I just bought it. All right, what do we got next, guys? Let's see here. We got 10:05 already. Okay. All right, we're gonna go through a couple more news stories. Then while I do that, I'm going to pour a sample that I've been forgetting about that people have asked me to review. I did get a sample of this. This is the Jacob's Pardon 18 year. Has anybody had this? Anybody in the chat had this? Jacob's Pardon 18 year. 142.7 proof. Dear Lord. Small batch 18-year American whiskey. This is light whiskey, but Jacob's Pardon, I've heard some great things about this bottle, and they were kind enough to send me a sample, so I'm not going to drink too much of this, but I do want to try this. I want to try this, actually, says Nathan Jurgensen. Yep. Radio DJ voice, yeah. So did the Knicks officially lose? Are they done? Knicks over? I just bought the bottle on discount last weekend, says Ernest Peacock. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's get into a couple of news. Not much news, guys, this week. It was pretty quiet, but I do want to get into a couple. Well, we already talked about the Old Fitz. We talked about the Grain and Glass, which we tasted. One tidbit I did want to drop: Knob Creek, or Jim Beam, as I should say, is dropping. They are putting out cast strength bourbon and rye whiskeys to the single barrel program. Now, we already knew about the cast strength bourbon, but cast strength ryes now are also entering the arena here for Jim Beam. So yesterday, Knob Creek announced the cast strength option to its single barrel select program, offering retailers a chance to pick uncut and unfiltered barrel of its bourbon and rye whiskey. Knob Creek single barrel cast strength expressions will be bottled straight from the barrel with no water added. Proofs will range from 110 to 130 for the bourbon and 100 to 120 for the rye, depending on the barrel. Retailers who join the program will be able to visit the James B. Distilling Company in Claremont, Kentucky, to select a barrel in person. The experience includes a tour of Warehouse K, whiskey sampling straight from the barrel, guided tastings, and a meal at the kitchen table. Remote sample kits are available for those who can travel as well. Bottles will be available at participating retailers nationwide for just a retail price of $70 for a 750 milliliter bottle, and that is for either the bourbon or the rye. So there you go. Pretty cool. Guess who's back in the news? I know you guys are excited. Look at it. Look at them in all its glory. I am not shitting you. This is real. I'm not just putting this up to be a dick. This is real. Coors launches Blue Run Flight Series 3, a collection of 6 Micro batch whiskeys. Oh, micro batch. The freaking word makes me want to throw up. On Tuesday, Core Spirits Company announced the release of Blue Run Flight Series 3, a limited edition lineup of 6 micro batch whiskeys, blending Kentucky straight bourbon and rye whiskeys. Each expression is blended from no more than 4 barrels. This is the first time the Blue Run Flight Series combines both bourbon and rye, so Boo Ryes. Previous releases focused on single styles or outdoor influences. All 6 expressions in Series 2 were crafted by Wild Turkey alum Shaylin Gammon, Coors Spirits Company's head of whiskey development and innovation. Each bottle in the collection reflects a theme tied to the American culture or geography. For instance, Beach and Blooms draws inspiration from coastal and floral landscapes, while Fit and Flair nods the style and grit of urban settings. The whiskeys were sourced from distilleries including Castle and Key, Bardstown Bourbon Company, and a third undisclosed facility. All were aged in non-temperature controlled warehouses using number 2 and number 4 alligator chars. Prices on these. Each 750 milliliter bottle suggested retail price of $124.99. Mash bills used in the Flight Series bourbon and rye whiskeys are between 5 and 6 years old. 5 and 6 years old, $125.99, and all the fancy names you could ask for. You guys in? You guys in it? You guys in it? Oh, look at the butterfly. You guys are Jason. Is there any more money left over for the butterfly? Michael Scott. No, God, please, no. Yeah, that's gonna get the old never gonna get it. Yep. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. I'm sorry, you can't. No, not until. Look, read the tea leaves, Blue Run. Nobody wants 5 and 6 year old whiskey for $130 anymore with fun little names on it. Sorry, ain't happening. Nope.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
It's not happening. I don't want it. I don't want it. The butterfly should be bedazzled for that price. Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing, Coors? I don't know, man. I'm it is what it is. I just figured it'd be kind of funny to put that in there. Why not? All right, let's talk about this big news. That's right here in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, Middle West has acquired Old Elk Distillery. That's right. Ohio's Middle West Spirits just acquired Old Elk Distillery. Here are some of the details, guys. So they acquired Old Elk Distillery and its assets. So the acquisition adds Old Elk's award-winning distillery portfolio to Middle West's growing brand lineup. The company said the move allows them to combine production capabilities, scale operations, and expand distribution. Old Elk has been a respected and beloved brand with staying power thanks to distinct blending innovation philosophy that complements our grain-to-glass production model. Founded in 2008, Middle West is the largest distillery in Ohio and handles all stages of production in-house and supplies both proprietary and contract spirits. The company has recently expanded its distilling capacity and ranks among the top 10 grain-to-glass producers in the United States. So the company's emphasized a shared focus on quality, innovation, and customer relationships. Terms of the acquisition were not disclosed. All right, so this is what it means to me. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Middle West makes a dark pumpernickel rye. They have their wheat whiskey. They have their bourbon. And I think what's gonna happen here, I think Old Elk, with those wheated bourbons that they make and some of their regular bourbons, I think that they could combine efforts here, maybe do some blending together, maybe take some of those older Old Elk barrels and combine them with some of the Middle West stuff. Or I think initially, I think Middle West is going to lean on. Now, here's the thing. Middle West is available, I think, in about 46, 47 states, something like that. Old Elk, I think, is equally broad. So I'm not really sure how the distribution gets more elevated or gets more scaled up. But I do think the scaling up of product lines could grow for both of those distillers exponentially. Now, Middle West owning Old Elk, I think there could be Old Elk kind of getting lifted up a little bit by Middle West and vice versa. So I don't know. I'm not really sure I see the synergy between the two brands. I'll have to talk to a couple of folks at Middle West to see where they see this going. I was trying to get some more information on it before tonight's live stream, but I couldn't get a hold of anyone. And that's maybe because they didn't want to talk about it quite yet. But yeah, and I think Old Elk, I think low key, this is just me talking. This isn't substantiated evidence. I think low key Old Elk was struggling and they needed a buyer to come help them and save them a little bit. I think Middle West being one of the fastest growing distillers in the country, I think it helps Old Elk quite a bit. Maybe it makes their portfolio a little bit more exciting with some of the stuff that they can do with Middle West if they choose to do it. I see Old Elk sitting on the shelf everywhere. I don't see a lot of people very impressed with Old Elk. And it's a shame because Greg Metz is one of the most legendary distillers of all time. And I'm just not really sure what really happened with that brand. I think the pricing was a little bit too high for what you were getting. The high barley content in that mash bill, I think just didn't hit enough drinkers in the right spot. And I think low-key Old Elk was struggling. We just didn't really know about it or hear about it. I think Middle West is in there to kind of save the day a little bit. So didn't Old Elk have some unique aging technique? Yeah, I mean, they did a lot. They brought out a lot of different, they had a cigar cut. They had some different aging techniques. They had some what was it? The low cut release, or I forgot what the names of them were. I just think yeah, Old Elk, where's it located? No, it's in Colorado, Sandeep. JG says Middle West wanted the elk topper for their bottle. Yeah, let's be honest. Middle West just wanted a cool elk topper for their bottles. Some of their stuff are hitters, but yeah, the price probably turned off more than a few. Old Elk, I love what I've had hit the pricing, but the pricing is high. Yeah. Old Elk's distribution network is valuable and Middle West needs it. Oh, I agree. I think that's the one thing where Middle West is going to benefit from Old Elk, but I think Old Elk needed some help with maybe some of the product and maybe what they can do. So excited for Middle West, see what happens down the line. We could get some really cool collaborations or different mash bills. I know Middle West is doing a ton of contract distilling as well for different brands. So who knows what Middle West has up their sleeve in the near future. So we'll see where it goes. Their Infinity Blend is a banger. You wonder how a brand like Hill Rock, like Old Elk, can survive. Well, this is how. It's amazing. Seems like when you're $10 to $20 over where your price should be, you can destroy your brand. We have too many options. Yeah, it's a big thing. Old Elk has been in that $100 to $120 range forever. And I just think people, when it says like six, you like age statements, but not when it's 6 years old in the bottle for $120. It's just not going to fly anymore. So you either got to age your shit up for a little bit longer or lower your price if you can. I know margins are tough and, they're doing grain to glass. Everything's more expensive. It is what it is. So Old Elk is located in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Fort Collins, just a bar and PBG. Well, yeah, Aaron C. Yeah, Old Elk is sourcing or contract distilled at NGP. But yeah, they're in Colorado. I'm in the minority. I like high barley, but Old Elk is indeed meh. Old Elk could be that brand that has an old age weeder to compete with William Weller and more refinable, like discussed earlier. I mean, maybe it'd be cool. We don't get Middle West here in Washington, but we do get Old Elk. Hopefully we get both now. My guess is the NDPs killed Old Elk. I think for the prices they could. I think you get more bang for your buck with a lot of the Old Elks, especially being 6 years. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to talk to the folks in Middle West and get some more details. As far as other news, that was really it. But I did find an interesting label on the on Coming Whiskey. And we just talked about age statements coming back. Check it out. Maker's Mark is releasing a limited cast strength whiskey with an age statement on it. Look at this. 7 years, 3 months. Maker's Mark, entry proof. You can't see it on the left, but it does say 110 proof for the entry proof here. Just all sorts of little details all over it. Barrels are rotated, hand selected, all the good marketing things that Maker's Mark is known for. But look at this, an age-stated Maker's Mark cast strength. We haven't, the only age-stated bottles that we get are from the Cellar collection. So the Cellar Age series. I mean, that's it. Now it looks like we have a little cast strength 7 year, 3 months. Look at that thing coming out. Maker's Mark. What have I been saying, guys? Maker's Mark needs to do some different shit. And while this isn't really different shit, at least it's something. The non-age stated bottles were rumored to be 6 to 7, so it's not like it's a higher age statement, but at least it's an age statement. Just saying. Yeah, you know what? I do like the Keepers release this year, Space Ghost. I have a video coming out on the Keepers release for 2025. I actually think that's going to be tomorrow's video, if I remember correctly. I think tomorrow's video is going to be the Maker's Mark video. The 2025, 2024, and the Mocha, the Lost Finishing series. It sucked at 7 years, but those 3 months made it amazing. Big Diesel, you're not wrong, buddy. You are not wrong. All right, so the Jacobs Pardon here. Man, that has being light whiskey. This is light whiskey with some depth because of that 18 year. It's got some oak on it, which is nice. I hate when light whiskey is just candy. It needs some oak to balance it out. Oh, holy crap. That's delicious. Oh, my gosh. Like, ooh, that's proofy. That's a proofy gal. Light whiskey is inherently very sweet, but this is like concentrated sweet. This is another level of sweetness. I could see why people are liking this one. Is this $200 this bottle? Worth 200 bills for this? Holy crap. It is. This is the Candyland gasoline. Forget what I said about the Jeffersons. The Jeffersons is like the 87 gas. This is the Ultra. Holy crap. This is so concentrated in the sweetness. It's pretty delicious. But man, this is a pack a punch. 142.7 proof. $200 for that. Would I pay $200 for that? Man. Oh yeah, that's what I thought, Aaron. I thought it was initially $300. For $200 for this, I'd probably buy this for $200. It's so concentrated. The sweetness is crazy. It's almost like what can I equate this to? Ice wine. Have you ever had ice wine before where they freeze the grapes and they squeeze every syrupy, concentrated, overly sweet grape nectar out to make ice wine? That's what I feel like. It's like some kind of light whiskey ice wine. That's what I feel like it is. Like just all the sweetness is just amped up. I tried the Penelope 17 year. I think these are helped by batching to add some depth. I stocked this bottle for a year at 190, jumped on it for 150. Yeah, Penelope 17 is 130. Yeah, the Penelope 17 is definitely a better price point, but I think the sweetness on this Jacobs is even more amped up than that. Holy crap. That is high octane candy. Honestly, that's what it is. I'm going to enjoy that. If I find this on sale, I may grab it. I wouldn't buy it for 300. 300 just asking too much. But if this is on sale, sub 200, I might grab this one. I mean, if anything, I could put it in my car if my car runs out of gas. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some really good high age light whiskeys for 150 and under. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you could find this Jacobs Pardon 18 on sale, grab it. If it's less sub $200 on sale, grab one. But if it's still 300 where you are, even 250, that's still too much. But if it's somehow sub 200, if you find it on sale, pick that thing up. But you have to love light whiskey. This is light whiskey concentrate, man. Woo. I think it's hot. All right. I think we're caught up here. I think it's time for the blind. This NBC Dickel 20 with a medium wrapper cigar is amazing, says Nathan. I have an OLKBF 24 that's like 151. Oh, damn, Dustin. That's crazy, dude. Let's see. The mocha was, yeah, dude, Bourbon Coach. I'm with you. I love the mocha. You got to taste the Seelbach 20 year. The Seelbach 20 year. What, this one over here? The Seelbach Nashville 20 year? I did that. I did that like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I could try it again if you want. NBC 20 is Dickel. Confirmed it with them. Yeah, NBC 20 is Dickel. Nathan says Jacob's pardon 18 years, 200 here. All the light whiskey. Oh, that's right. The Seelbach 20 is light whiskey. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't tried the Seelbach 20. Any chance you made you review on the new Old Carter American whiskey? Says Brian S. Yes, I'm waiting for samples. I reached out to Mark Carter. He's supposed to be sending me samples of the new batches, so hopefully we do. 20. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I know a lot of people love light whiskey. I'm not a huge light whiskey person. I just, when it's like, unless it has some oak backbone to it. So that's when I like light whiskey. All right, let's get into this blind tasting. This is going to be fun. So while I was kind of thinking of like some of my favorite bourbons I've had this year, and then drinking these samples last night with Gene from Cat's Eye, we were talking about, some of these low proof, hitters. So I'm like thinking that could be a fun blind tasting to do. So I picked out some highly rated 100 proof whiskeys that I really liked and threw them in a blind tasting. So tonight, mixed up in here, I have, we'll go through these here. I get tired of even great light whiskeys after an ounce, says Nathan. Yeah, I mean, that's my thing. It's like after a couple sips, it's like, all right, it's candy. I get it. What else you got? So in here is the Remus 4. Remus Repeal number 4. That's right. Not number 5, but number 4. I loved number 4. I don't know about you guys, but I think Remus Repeal number 4. If it weren't for 5, 4 would be mostly number 1 on everyone's list. So I threw this one in the mix. A bottle I forgot I freaking had. No joke. I was cleaning the shelves and I found this in the back. I completely forgot I had this. The Elmer T. Lee 100-year tribute. That's right. Elmer T. Lee 100-year tribute. 100 proof. Supposed to have some pretty old whiskey in it. The Old Fitz 13-year VVS, the very special release. Yeah. One of my favorites going in it. E.H. Taylor single barrel. I don't know why I picked this. I just figured I just wanted to find another 100 proofer, so I just threw this in the mix. I don't think E.H. Taylor single barrel is anything fantastic, but if you get the right single barrel, that could be pretty good. This one I remember being pretty fantastic, so I threw that in the mix. Bombergers PFG 100.2 proof. We got to throw this in the mix, see how it does. And it's 101 technically, but the Wild Turkey 70th anniversary, Jimmy Russell. We're going to throw this one in the mix. Now, I was kind of asking myself, what else can I throw in here? Is there another 100 proof banger I could throw it in here? I'm always finding unicorns in my couch cushions too. Only 6, Jason. No, I think we're going to go. I heard a lot. Yeah, Remus 3 was really good. Let's see. Yeah, it's dessert. Cheers from Chicago. Evie and Megan are watching. What's up, Megan Walbers? Say hi to Evie and Megan for me. Top 5 Popes. Your Evernorth light whiskey is a banger. Oh, yes, it is. That's because it was double oaked. Really, really good. Knob Creek 18. No, I did that last week. Henry McKenna. Could do a McKenna. So here was one I was thinking that could be interesting. My first barrel pick I ever did, and you guys let me know if I should put this in here or not. The first barrel pick I ever did was a 1792 bottled and bond. And this is the only remaining bit I have of it. Should I throw this in the blind and see how it does? I think it'd be kind of interesting. I also think 1792 bottled and bonds are like the most underrated bottled and bond whiskeys out there. I think this could be really, really cool. What do you think? Throw that in the mix. Love Bomb Shanks has been good too. I think this could be fun. So I'm going to throw my old school pick in it. I haven't had this in a long time. I've been saving this. So yeah, we called this one Bardstown Magic back in the day. Mash and Drum pick. This is before I was even Mash and Journey. This was a Mash and Drum pick. So, all right. All right, it's going to mix these around a little bit. Let's get these kind of shuffled here and put this back here. All right. This is going to be cool. What do we have here? 7? Jesus Lord. It's only 100 proof, though. Not too bad. Okay. Oh, the 17-year bottle and bond from Master's Keep. You know what? That would have been a good one, Nathan. But the only bottle I have one leftover bottle and it's not open. I would have had to crack that one open. I don't think I would be opening that one. All right, let's see. All right, we'll take a few notes here. I'm going to play a little background music tonight just because I don't want to hear all the silence. So let me throw this on a little bit. Well, 700 proof. You got this, Jason. Mine tastes like a Henry's bar. I know which one is the PFG, says Dollar Bill. Do you? I think I know which one it is, too. Oh, shit. Oh, I always forget to do the numbers. All right, guys, we could do this. Let me lower that a little bit more. Jason might fall from the chair again. I don't think from 100 proofers I'll fall, but we'll see how it goes. But this should be fun. Just a nice little 100 proof blind tasting. Let's see how we do here tonight. All right, guys. Jason, why is copyrighted music usually not allowed on live streams? It's because of YouTube. YouTube clips it because of the oh, that smells fantastic already. It's basically because of the copyright infringements. You can't just play somebody else's music on YouTube without the rights. So they demonetize. You could play it, but that's if you want to get your video demonetized. Yeah, it's all licensing. JG, I fell. All right, so we'll open it up, guys, to the chat gods. You guys can ask me some questions. I always like doing kind of a Q&A here. So let's get into this. Let's go with the first one. Man, this is sweet. Bright cherry. Subtle sweetness here. Yes, it does, Mark. We got the Whiskey Saint himself is here, guys. The Blendageddon two-time champion. Two-time repeat champion. You going to do any more Buffalo turkey picks? I don't know, Dollar Bill. The last one was kind of a shit show, but I might. I don't know if we're gonna find any more good barrels that are out there. I feel like they've all been picked over, but we might. I know somebody else that has a few really good ones left. We might tap into that. We'll see. JG, top 5 vegetables? Nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody cares about vegetables, JG. Jesus. JG wants to talk about vegetables because it gives him gas. No talk of your brand releases, Jay Porter. Yeah, so Drum Key Spirits we're slated for the first release to be in the fall. Right now, it's a waiting game. We are waiting for the barrels to arrive. The barrels have been selected, just waiting for them to arrive down in Bourbon, Missouri, with Jared down at Barrel King. And once they land, I'll be heading over there to taste every single one of them and see which ones I want to blend, see which ones I want to work with, and see what I could create. So that's really the plan going forward. It was really just a matter of finding the barrels I want to work with and then waiting for them to come in. So that's where we're at right now. But it's getting closer and closer. I think the first batch of barrels is actually going to be in next week, I think he said. So it's happening soon, and I'm really, really excited. Top 5 drum sizes, and why is 12 inches always the worst? My favorite is the bass drum, man. I like those big, giant 25, 26-inch giant bass drums. Oh, my gosh. I love them. Top 5 Elvis songs? Top 5 coolest old school battle for appearance. Top 5 old school battle. Ages and everything, just like Proof. Look at those 100 proofers, all really solid. Add in HH 70 and John J. Bowman. Wow. What is the next whiskey release you are looking forward to the most right now? That's a good question. Probably what is the next release that I'm excited for? Probably the Master's Keep Beacon, which is going to be probably the last Master's Keep for a little bit from Wild Turkey. I'm also really curious about the single Rick House this year, the Camp Nelson E from Wild Turkey. What else? Yeah, definitely Eagle Rare 12 year. I do want to taste it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys I don't want it. I do. So that's definitely up there for me, for sure. Yep, Eagle Rare 12. Jay Porter. Yeah, I did see the Dirty Bird schedule. They have a pretty decent schedule, but we'll see how it does. I don't get too excited about Atlanta Falcons until I see them play for a little bit. I predict single Rick C&E is going to be a whiskey of the year, says Nathan. Really? Jason's ready for that E.H. Taylor B-Tac. Yeah, Adam, I'm not that excited. I don't even know if I'll ever see it. I'm just not that excited about it. Wow, that first one is fantastic. So balanced, so sweet. The cherry, the vanilla frosting, hint of spice. You have this really nice little little hint of like a milk chocolate there. Oh my, that's good. It seems Buffalo Tracy to me. It's got a little cherry in there too. I don't know if that's the Colonel Taylor or the could be the Elmer T. Lee in there too. We'll see. Did he pour the? Yeah, Frankie. We tried the Jeffersons. I liked it. I actually really liked the Jeffersons. I thought it was good, not great, but for a Jeffersons, that's probably my favorite Jeffersons they've done in a long time. It's very sweet, but it's got a lot of heat, man. It's got some candy sweetness, but it'll punch you right in the mouth. Yeah, it's all 100 proof blind, except for the one Wild Turkey in here. It's 101. Jason, when you started out, did you have any idea you'd be here 1,500 away from 100K and the winner of the It's Bourbon Night Bourbon Tube Creator? Yeah, I don't know. People were like kind of getting on me for winning that award. They're like, "Oh, SLB should have won. They're the fastest growing channel ever." I'm like, yeah, I get it. But hey, I got people that voted for me, so that's fine. That's a good question. I think when I started it out, I didn't think it was going to become what it became. I think I've said that before. It's been a very humbling experience going forward from the beginning. And I think what keeps me going is the people. It's you guys. It's the meetups I do, all the different people that I meet. And if you guys pay attention to other bourbon channels that do live streams, you'll see me in the chats. Sometimes I'll pop on the lives with them. I like to be part of it. I like to be part of the community as much as I can be. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be too big to be part of anyone's live streams or anyone's anything. It's just, just like kind of us hanging out and having a good time. So I love that part of it. But really, it's the people that kind of keep me in this, doing it for so long. And, you know, the whiskey is fantastic. And the fact that I've kind of flipped it into a dream come true with my own whiskey brand coming out, I mean, it's more than I could ever hope for. So it's been amazing. It's Bourbon Night had that big announcement. She's going to be work for Dark Arts. Yeah. It's kind of bittersweet, I guess, for them, for its Bourbon Night. Jason, you ready for the 2 Chads? It's Bourbon Night. I am, says Richie Z. You must be the cream of the crop, so I'll sip that in your honor. Oh, thanks, Mark Hemmenecker. Jason, are we going to have problems if my Pacers play your Knicks? Cheers, says Ben Singer. We might have a little problems, Ben. We'll see. Jay Porter, Matt Madness mystery contestant? I don't know. You'll have to find out. Man, that's good. Cherry. So Brian S., the way you're going to be able to purchase my single barrels will be, or my blends will be through Patreon, my own Patreon, or through Barrel King, being a gold member. Those are the only ways to get it for right now. Girth Brooks, what happened to its Bourbon Night? I'm not going to like get into a whole thing, but they posted a video on it, Girth. You could go watch it. Basically, it looks like Chad and Sarah are splitting ways. Chad is doing the channel still with another Chad, so it's 2 Chads now. And Sarah is going to be working head of hospitality, barrel picks, blending at Dark Arts in Lexington. So they did a whole video on it, though, Girth. You could find out more info there. All right, let's go to this one here. Florida Panthers up over the Leafs 6-1 and now lead the series. Oh, damn, Adam. If you ever become Bruzel size, you're in trouble, and I don't mean channel size. Yeah, Bruzel's a big dude. I'm just saying like height-wise. All right, so number 2 here doesn't have as much going on the nose as number 1. It's a little bit flatter. Citrus. Oh, man, but there is some nice like buttercream frosting in here. Ooh. That snuck up with some candy sweetness on the back end of that one. Almost like a little bit of a, no, I'm not going to say Laffy Taffy. As soon as you say Laffy Taffy, I think like banana, but it's not banana. Man, that goes just really sugary sweet on the back end. It starts off flat, and then all of a sudden it gives you this like huge pop of powdered sugar. That is, talk about buttercream frosting. That is buttercream frosting with like extra. Oh, you know what it tastes like? It's cream cheese frosting. That's what that tastes like. Because there's a little bit of like a tang in it. It's like cream cheese frosting. Holy crap. That's what that is. That is crazy. I dig that one. I'll be honest, Sarah was why I watched. Her palate seemed more similar to mine, but moving on, says Aaron C. Yeah, I mean, it sucks to see them split because they were such a, and I'll be honest, Chad and Sarah, before I started my channel, I actually watched them. And while I agree, I don't think my palate exactly lined up with theirs all the time, probably more Sarah's and Chad's. But I mean, that's neither here nor there because, there were sometimes I didn't agree with Sarah and I agree with Chad. It really just depended on what the whiskey was. But I will say I was always enamored with Chad's cinematography and the way he filmed. And I'm like, I need to get like that good. So that he was kind of like they were like my bar. Like I need to have that audio. I need to have that type of quality, that video production. Like that was the bar that was set for me that I thought I needed to get to. So I felt like I reached it, I tried to get there. I got a lot better with lighting and cinematography. And, I really do have them to thank for that. They kind of, led me in that direction. All right, let's go to the third one here. These channels work when they're a hobby. When it becomes your whole life and job, I could tell you it turns me off personally. What made Bourbon Tube cool was Everyman. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see that side of it for sure. Aaron, for sure. That's why, for me, I still have my 9-to-5 job. I still, like I said, I'm still going to be the one that's going to hang out with other channels as much as I can and just be part of the community. So, yeah, I have my own brand coming out, but that's not going to stop me from, being part of this whole deal and with the, you guys watching, the people that got me here. So why not? I want to hear the drum beats. I can hear them as your episodes start. I'm only here for the Grinch, says Nathan. All right, third one. What do we got here? This one is giving me a little bit more oak here. That's right, Keith. It's all about the sneakers. If I'm going to spend stupid money on stuff, it's going to be shoes. I got to say, though, I haven't bought sneakers in... This is going to sound funny, but it's true. I haven't bought sneakers in like 3 weeks. It's a long time for me. Just saying. It's been a while. It's like I need that fix, but there just hasn't been anything I've really wanted. So... Did you see your Bourbon Buddy last post? If so, what's your thoughts on his 3 points about YouTube at the end? You see your Bourbon Buddy. I don't know. I didn't see that. Oh man, the third one is just a little bit more concentrated than the first two. There's more going on in number 3. Woo! What is that one? I know the third one has some dark fruit in it, brown sugar. Man, that's freaking delicious. Got to take another sip of that one. Man, there's just something different there. Getting raisin, chocolate. That might be my favorite. 1 and 3 so far are, yeah, they're, Number 3 is really nice. It's got like an old dusty funk to it on number 3. I'm digging that one. Your Bourbon Buddy is another whiskey tuber. He said he was leaving YouTube because it only highlights bottle hauls and store hunts. Oh, okay. I mean, you're not going to find that on this channel. I don't do that. So I mean, I could see why it's frustrating for sure for a YouTuber because, I feel like you need a little bit of a mix. You need to do like, sit down reviews, go through bottles, talk about, I don't know. I don't think it's the VVS 13, Keith, because I'm not getting that heavy butterscotch. Any fans of Ardenho find the inaugural release at their Total Wine in the last few weeks an absolute banger of an Isla whiskey? We don't get that around here, Kyle. All right, let's go to number 4. You know what? Let me take a little sip of water here. So, yeah, candy reviews is where it's at, Aaron. That's where I live. Let's do the candy reviews. Ooh. Ernest Peacock. I definitely said it wrong. You're a drinking buddy. My bad. Oh, and he said Liz, but yes, you aren't like that usually, so it's great. Yeah, Liz. I really enjoy these Penelope 10-year. Yeah, so my thing is with that, it definitely became a trend. The hunting videos for sure, and I think it was garnering a lot of views. And I get it, but with my schedule and what I do, I could not travel and do all these crazy hunting videos. I can't do it personally. If you can do it, if you're a channel that does it all the time, yeah, more power to you. but I just can't do those types of videos as often, or if at all. I don't know. I just always found that bourbon hunting to me was always like this cool thing. You go to a different state, you kind of find what they have. I don't know. And now that it's been kind of democratized to everybody and everybody sees what everybody can get in every single state because of these hunting videos, I don't know. I think it's kind of killed the fun of it a little bit. So yeah, has it had a little bit of an ill effect on bourbon hunting? I think it has in a way. I'm not saying that everyone's going to go to every single store that is on those videos, but maybe people do. I mean, it's in a different genre, but Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. If you watch that show, Guy Fieri goes to a restaurant, he plays it up, he says how amazing it is, and people go. I could see that happening with different stores and people kind of gobbling up every bottle that every store has based on those videos. The list videos are always going to be a part of YouTube. Top 5, top 10s always get huge clicks, huge views. So people do them. I get it. And you know, I don't know. I just always kind of wanted to do different things, and I like concentrating on the specific bottles. The best comments I ever get from viewers is when I go to a store or an event and somebody comes over, it's like, I like watching you because I know if there's a bottle out there that I'm curious about or want to know about, I know that you probably did a video on it just about that bottle, instead of combing through everyone's list videos and hunting videos and everything else. And I appreciate that. So again, there's nothing wrong with doing the hunting videos and everything else. They work, they get clicks, and they're great. But for me, I want to provide as much info and history for a specific bottle I can. And I feel like that's where like my niche is. And maybe that's why I haven't hit 100,000 yet, because I don't do a lot of those lists. And I've said that before, but I kind of like the way I do it. So I'm not gonna change it. Ooh, another really sweet one. This has a little bit of a butterscotchiness to it. Ooh, I like 4 a lot. Jason, thoughts on the Andor finale? Kenneth Clark. Andor was the best thing that Star Wars has put out, that franchise has put out in years. It was so good. It was so good. The first episode of the final year, just kind of getting to know the relationship between Luthen and I forgot her name, but dude, I mean, incredible storytelling. The second episode, the only thing I didn't like about it is that they ended the second episode when they're going through the hall, you know, ready to go like find them at the end of the hall in the kind of like the hideout apartment. That was the only thing I didn't like. But then how the third episode ended, and it literally just leads right into Rogue One, like the connection. And then I actually watched Rogue One right after it, and it completely changes the entire experience of watching Rogue One after you watch Andor. It's almost like Rogue One is another like mini series or mini movie after Andor. It was so well done. Some of the best Star Wars and storytelling I have watched in quite a while. Like most of the other Star Wars stuff just did not grip me like that one did. Oh, no spoilers, damn it. Sorry. Shh. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't say a lot of details, guys. It was just, you know, you guys will understand it when you watch the 3 last episodes and kind of get into where you'll see the connections and the storytelling. It's incredible. So, all right, 3 is good. 3 is a nice little vanilla butter bomb. All right, number 5. Holy crap! I think we know what number 5 is. Holy shit! God, the nose on this compared to the other 4 is just on another level. Oh man. Your ability to connect to your audience as a solo show is impressive. Your cinema photography is great, especially your B-roll. Oh, thanks, Chris Tulos. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's all about connection. You try to connect as much as you can for a solo reviewer. And like that's why I really, really love doing these Wednesday night live streams. It's a chance for me to talk with you guys and answer questions and just get some fun feedback. Jason does the backstroke. This is just straight up cherry tobacco in a glass. Cherry tobacco oak chocolate. Holy hell. Just a completely different profile than the first four. My word. Yeah, that's fantastic. Tobacco, chocolate. That's definitely a top. That's up at the top right there. Maurizio, I'm here for the Jason rants. All right, let's go to number. What are we on here? Number 6. Oh, number 6 is great too. A lot of us knew you before M&D was a thing. Yeah, that's true, Jason. I was hanging out in the chats, talking to everybody. I much prefer your channel. Others always feel like we're all sitting with friends on Wednesday. Yeah, for sure, Mrs. EJ. I appreciate that. 5 is clearly darker. It is. 5 is ridiculous. All right, this one has the citrus and the candy. Man. Man, so sweet. So sweet on that one. My guess, Old Fitz 13 and PFG will be 1 and 2. Maybe. Oh, guys, yeah, I forgot. Our new little segment. I started last week. It's the Bourbon meme of the week. That's right, Bourbon meme of the week here. I almost forgot, guys. This was one that kind of cracked me up because this guy's video has been put in about 1.5 million different memes. You'll know it when you see it. But this is the first time I've seen it in a bourbon meme. So here it is. The bourbon meme of the week is: wife, is the barbecue done? Me, 8 barrel proof pours in, forgetting what I was doing. I don't know. This one just made me laugh. This is so stupid. Could you imagine this old dude standing behind a barbecue, 8 barrel proof pours in, forgetting what the hell he's doing? This one cracked me up. So there you go. That is the bourbon meme of the week. Wife, is the barbecue done? Love it. There you go. Almost forgot about that. Okay. A lot of baking spice here. I wonder if that is the MGP, the Remus. I'm getting cherry, baking spice. This is cherry pie, baking spice in a glass. Wow, that one's really good. Ed Williams, just a real. Hey, I resemble that meme. Ed Williams, thank you for the re-up, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh man, that is really good. This is cherry pie in a glass, man. Wow. Cherry pie and a little bit of oh, that's delicious. Like cherry cola, like vanilla cherry cola. Ooh, that's good. This sounds simple, but some reviewers just make everything they don't understand positive. They do great, or they just reuse popular opinions. Jay always seeks truth regardless of its popularity. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, some guys want to focus on like really just hard to get bourbons. And I get that part of it too. That gets a lot of clicks, so it drives a lot of interest. But something is supposed to be just good. And, I always want to try to find out the truth and find my own take on it. And here's the other thing. I practice what I preach. If I say buy it and back it up, I go buy and I back it up. like the Bomberger's PFG, for example, which is in this blind. I said, but that might be the first buy and back it up of the year. I think it's been my only one so far. And I bought one and I backed it up. So I have a backup back there. So just because I say it, it also means I'm probably going to do it. Yeah, that could be the Remus Wade Ward, number 6. All right, let's go to 7. Last one here. Yeah, the honesty goes a long way unless it's an expensive bottle. That's what happens. Dude, I got lit up in the comments over the Heaven Hill Wheat Whiskey, the 19-year, because, first of all, it was a sample from Heaven Hill. And so I got the media sample, and I actually was very impressed with how good that bottle was for a 19-year wheat whiskey. And I said, you know what? At retail, I would buy this. And guess what? At retail, I did buy it. I just happen to have this right here. I did buy this whiskey, but I got it for retail. But people were like, "Oh, you're only giving a good review because Heaven Hill sent you." I'm like, dude, have you heard me trash ECBP like the last 4 releases? Like, come on, dude. Read. You obviously don't watch my channel enough, so shit like that kind of drives me nuts. HH19 is amazing, and I don't like wheat. Yep. Oh, wow. The last one is dense. Really, really dense. This is because they're all the same proof. There's no there are a few that kind of fall in a they kind of file up in a straight line here where the flavor profiles are similar, yet they're different, but they don't stand out enough. But there are a few in here that really do stand out. So we'll start kind of pulling those out of the weeds here. Let me go one more sip on number 7 here. Man, this is good. This has some spice to it. What is that one? Okay. All right, one more quick sip of each one, and then we'll start ranking here. And guys, when it comes to my brand, and I know I keep saying this, but I'm not going to release everything unless I feel it's a banger. So, yeah. So that's all you need to know. I'm not releasing anything that's going to be mediocre or mid, as the kids say it. They're going to be different, but some will be bangers. Maybe some will be bangers for different people versus others, but they're all going to be really good to me. There are a ton of value seekers in whiskey. Nothing wrong with it, but expensive bottles can be great. This is called truth. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. All right, here we go. I'll trade you a grilled cheese for a bottle of your number 1 release. It's gonna take more than a grilled cheese jar to knots. Come on, you gotta offer up something more than that. Dude, number one has one of the best noses. What will you do with the ones that are not bangers? Well, I mean, I only have a limited supply of barrels I could work with. So I'll have to eventually, blend them or, use them for single barrels, but we'll see. Man, number 2 is fantastic too. So 1 and 2 are in that category where they're both sort of similar. They have a lot of sweetness to it. I think I like 2 over 1. 2 just has a little bit more depth to it than 1 does. Let's go to 3. 3 is delicious. 3 is the brown sugar butterscotch. Oh my God, 3 is so good. I like 3 over 1 and 2 for sure. Oh my God, 3 is so good. Okay, 4. Four is good, but I think it falls in line with 1. I think they're both equally kind of on the same sweetness level. I'm actually picking up a little banana in 4 now too. Okay, little banana action in 4. All right, 5 is just ridiculous. 5 is going to be a top pour because this thing is insane. Oh my God, you gotta like oak though. You gotta like wood. Gotta like wood. I'll say that in the Kermit voice. You gotta like wood in order to drink that whiskey. Wow. But man, once you get the cherry chocolate, the tobacco, and then it just gets into like this wood spice. That's incredible, man. Jason, any chance in the future of doing a barrel pick with SLB? Robert, I would love to do something with them. I got to reach out to them again, see if they want to collab on something. I think that could be pretty epic. We'll figure that out. All right, let's go to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, I like 6 a lot. I think 6 is going to be... Do I like 6 and 2 are close? These two are going to go head to head. Let's go to the last one here. Oh, that's really good too. These 3 are kind of next level. All right, so 1. What is it? 1 and 4 are kind of in the. I think I like 4 a little bit. No, I think do I like 1 or 4 better? I like 1 better than 4. Okay. All right, so 1 and 4 will kind of be towards the back of the ranking, I think. Man, 2, 6, and 7. These are very close. I like 6 over 2. Man, this one's really good. I think I like that last one over both of them. All right, so I think I have somewhat of a ranking here. All right, so let's go. All right, 1. What was it? 1 and 4. I liked 1 over 4, so that's that ranking there. When it comes to 2, I think that's going to be my 3rd place. And then these 2, I like that one, and then I like this one. And when it comes to, these are my top 2 right here. So let's line these up. $300 for PFG? No. Piggy would not approve you paying for all that money. These 2 couldn't be more different. That's the problem. Honestly, this is the profile right here. This is the shit. This thing is... That's so good. I mean, this is like 1 and 1A, to be honest. I mean, they're so different, but these are the top 2. But I'm going to put this one slightly ahead of this one, just because that is my profile right there, man. All right, let's find out what we got here. Here we go. Rick Miller. The Heaven Hill Alec Bradley event was incredible. So, did I tell you what happened at that event with Michael Veach? So Michael Veach is a very, very well-known bourbon historian, especially when it comes. He was in the movie Neat. He has an incredible blog. he is kind of a staple in whiskey and cigar culture, especially coming out of Kentucky. He was at the event. Of course he was, for a cigar whiskey event. And I walked by, I said hi to him. I said he was there with his, I think it was his nephew or something like that. And I just walked by. I'm like, hi, Michael. And I just kind of like snuck away like a little, fangirl. And so I'm standing so once we were done with the pairing, they just kind of let everybody hang out and have a good time, smoke cigars and sip. And basically he walks over to me and was like, hey, Jason, my nephew here, he watches your channel. I've seen some of your stuff and I would like to personally invite you to come drink on my porch with me. I was like, wait, what? So he invited me to his house to drink and just talk whiskey history and drink some of his bourbon collection is insane. This guy has dusty upon dusty. He said we can go down. You could pick out whatever you want. We'll bring it upstairs, have a cigar, and just talk whiskey, talk some history. And I was completely floored. So, next time I go to Kentucky, I'm making that shit happen. So that was really cool. All right. Let's see what we got. The only one I could be sure of is this is probably the PFG, which might be that second place. All right, let's see what got last place here. This is, oh man, that sucks. Last place was my, oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Last place was my Bottled and Bond 1792 barrel pick. That got last. Shit. Oh, well. Listen, it's a lot better than it seems. All right, let's go to, so that was that one. Let me just write that. 1792. That was the Bardstown Magic getting last. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we go. This was letter B. Letter B getting second to last place was the Elmer T. Lee 100-year tribute. Wow. Okay. Holy shit. That is kind of a surprise. That was glass one. And I think I said the first glass seemed Buffalo Tracy to me, and that is Buffalo Tracy. It was cherry. I wrote down here sweet, cherry, vanilla, candy. I mean, that's Buffalo Trace. So that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go to next one is letter C, and that belongs to what? Okay. The Wild Turkey 70th. I'm ashamed of myself. I should go to Wild Turkey jail. Really? This was that one? That's surprising to me. I think with so much airtime, it lost a little bit of its spice. It doesn't have the spice it used to. It's just sweet now. It's pure candy. It is just pure candy. What was the pour with Veach? Jay, I haven't been to his house yet, but I already think I have something picked out based on what he sent me. Dude, I cannot believe. I mean, a lot of airtime here in this bottle, but let's check it out. So that means we have some interesting whiskeys here left. Okay, let's go to what is it? This one? This one right here. This one belongs to. Wow, this belongs to the E.H. Taylor. Colonel E.H. Taylor single barrel gets fourth place in this blind. I didn't think it was going to do that well. But there is something to be said about the E.H. Taylor single barrel. Now, here's the thing. I have heard way different rumors on the ages of these. Some people have told me these are 6 to 8. Some people have told me that in some years, these could be 9 to 11. So how old is this? I don't know. Is this the E.H. Taylor BTAC we are waiting for? I don't know, but this actually did a lot better in the blind than I thought it would. Okay. This has to be the Remus. It's got to be the Remus. Yep. Remus Repeal number 4 comes in third place. This is old school cherry cola deliciousness. It is so good. They got to be old. Some EHC single barrels are really good. Yeah, I think that single barrel I have happens to be really good. But this one gets third place, man. Batch 4 is really good. It's delicious. I've always loved that cherry cola component that it has, and that's what I got off of that one. Okay. Number 1. This has got to be what I think it is. Yeah, guys, these are the top 2. Bomburgers and the Old Fitz 13-year. This Old Fitz 13-year is the perfect profile for my palate. Do I wish it had, if this had a little bit more proof, if this was at like 118, 120, this would be the perfect bourbon. Honestly. But this Bomburgers for this year, and I'm going to maintain this. This is still, I think, my favorite whiskey of 2025 so far. The Calumet 18 is very good. Some of the other ones that I've had have been pretty good this year, but this Jack 14 is going to be up there, I think. But this year, it's just different. It's unique. And at 100 proof, it has so much flavor and viscosity. And that's what impresses me so much about this one. Dude, that's so great. Third, dang it, I predicted first. Diego C., you predicted the Remus was going to be first? Interesting. Wade Ward, Jason, I pick whiskeys better listening to your description than when I taste them. Oh, man, that was fun. That was cool. Hey, guys, before you take off tonight, leave a comment in the video and let me know your blind tasting ideas for next week. If you want me to do a 10-year, if you want me to do a, I don't know, an 80 proof bottom shelfer, let me know what fun blind tasting I could do next week to help entertain you guys and keep me honest. Love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching tonight, guys. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for everything. And all the support and all the fun reviews we did tonight. We had a lot of, so for a quick review, Jefferson's Reserve, this thing is good. For $70, I would say pick it up. I think it's good enough for a pickup. It is sweet candy with just a little bit of a proof bomb on the back end. The Blood Oath, that's definitely a try before you buy. That's a weird whiskey. I'm going to have to keep exploring that. The Old Fitz 9-year, it's exactly what it should be. I would say if you find one for retail, it's a buy. Don't overpay for this Old Fitz 9-year. It's not worth overpaying for it. The Grain to Glass that we did, the new one for the bourbon, I would say wait that one out. It might get on sale. Maybe you could pick that up for a little bit of a cheaper price. And what else? The Jacob's Pardon. If you find that thing for 200 or below, the 18, grab it. That thing is concentrated liquid candy gasoline. So with that said, like I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share it with. Cheers. And I will see you guys next week right here on the Master and Drum. Thanks for hanging out, guys, tonight. Cheers. Love you guys.